and why this nuthatch in South Wales has found itself a growing global following. Now, they are unlikely global stars, but two nuthatches in a garden in South Wales have a growing international following after taking up in a bird box built for blue tits. Tens of thousands of people are tuning in every day to the live stream. Kate McRae has 9 nesting boxes with cameras, but this is the first time nuthatches have been to stay, and they are proving to be rather unruly tenants.
It's a rather unique nest box, to be honest, because it's actually set up to look like a little sitting room. So it's been created with 1/12 size doll's house furniture. And I set it up believing that blue tits would move in, because that's usually the species that most takes to this sort of size box. But I was delighted when nuthatches started looking in. And yeah, they've taken up residence. Nuthatches like to make the space their own, and this pair have really gone to town. They've tried to take out the ornaments and the picture that's on the walls. So when they've decided they couldn't get them out, instead they've plastered everything with mud. I would imagine next we'll hopefully see her laying and then be able to follow the whole story as she raises her family in the little sitting room nest box. For the last 7 years, I've been filming a pair of tawny owls, and Aluko is at least 7 years old now. That's the female. And she has 3 owlets at the moment that are coming up to a month old, and they are absolutely beautiful. So as soon as they get to about a month old, they're strong enough and inquisitive enough to start clambering up to that entrance. And it must be incredible, having lived in that tiny box for a month, to then realise there's a huge world right outside.
Now, meet Rupert. It may have a face that only a mother could love, though I think he's quite cute. But this baby vulture is critically endangered and has been hatched thanks to a technique used for the first time at London Zoo. Matt Braveling has more.
Slowly but surely, bit by bit, new life emerges.
Wiggly boy. He's coming.
After 8 weeks of incubation, keepers at London Zoo gently help bring a vulture chick into the world. It's just a tiny 123 grams, but a big step forward in protecting the species.
So Rupert is a Ruppel's griffon vulture, and they are found living in Africa. These birds here are critically endangered, and they've declined about 97% in the last 10 years. So it's really, really important that we continue breeding these birds for that conservation.
On the 14th of March, 5 days after he'd hatched, for the first time ever, keepers here placed the vulture chick back with his parents for them to rear.
It was terrifying, that moment, just waiting to see what was going to happen. You know, we've put in so much hard work into this egg. They're so important for conservation.
It was still unknown if Dad Cuthbert would accept this new arrival as his own.
He comes over and he has a little look at the chick, and he goes over and sort of gives it a little peck. And then we had some amazing news, because he actually started to sit on the chick and brood it, which is a technique that birds will use to make sure that they keep the chick nice and warm.
And this magical moment was achieved thanks to this wooden egg. 5 days after the real egg was laid, Jess removed it and put it into an incubator to replicate the conditions of Africa. But to ensure the parents continued to nest, it was replaced with this.
In here, this is where we've got our camera footage system, so that we can make sure that we can watch Rupert's every single move. This is a live feed, and actually this is Rupert right now. You can see how much he's grown. He's huge now, and this is his mum Phil looking after him as well. We're still continuing to share all of his development and how well he's doing with other organisations such as the Horseman Trust and also Rotterdam Zoo.
And it's hoped the success of this new technique will now allow London Zoo to breed many more chicks and protect this species for years to come. Matt Graveling, BBC London.